and girls, you have some serious word detective skills. Wow! Boys and girls, if a news reporter came into first grade, I bet that you would have so many different things that you could teach them about what it means to be a word detective. If I was the news reporter and I said, welcome to first grade at Idlehurst, where all of the first graders are now word detectives. And I asked you, what are some things you've learned? What would you tell them? Let's look back at our chart. Would you tell them that you can read words in a snap? Or when you get to a challenging word, can you ask, does this remind me of another word? Or how about when you read words, you could think, what would make sense here? I bet you'd tell them about turning new words into snap words and how it's important to scoop up words to make your reading sound smooth. Connection, if those are just a few of the things you've learned as word detectives. Well, boys and girls, your job is not done yet. Today, I'm going to teach you and actually remind you, we have talked about this before, that after readers have read once to fix up the tricky words, they can go back and reread to make their reading sound smooth. You read it, you fix it, and then you read it again, putting it all back together. That's why you have those spoons in your detective toolkits. So we're going to use those spoons today to help us scoop up words and reread to sound smooth. Let me go ahead and pull up a book that we have started to see together. It's our Frog and Toad book, boys and girls. And with this book, we're going to go through. If we get stuck on a challenging word, we're not going to give up. We're going to use everything we've learned to solve tricky words, but then we're going to go back and read the sentence to smooth out our voice. All right, let's go ahead and do it together. Frog walked. Ooh, I already sound like a robot. I'm going to go back. Frog walked into the house. It was dark. All the, that is a tricky word. I remember that there can be two letters in the beginning. Oh, a digraph. Shh, S-H. Shh, shut. I'm going to break off that ending. So I see shut, ers. Now put it together. Shutters. What was that? I have to go back and reread to smooth out my voice. You're right. All the shutters were closed. Toad, where are you? Called Frog. Go away, said the voice from a corner of the room. Toad was lying in bed. He had, oh, goodness. Am I going to give up? I don't know that word. What's a strategy I can use, boys and girls? You're right. We learned word detectives break off endings. I'm going to get rid of the ED. Oh, I see pull. Now add ED. Pulled. Let's go back and smooth out our voices. He had pulled all the covers over his head. Thumbs up if that sentence makes sense, friends. It does. Frog. Oh my goodness. You're right. I can break off the end again. I see a digraph. Shh. Pushed. Pushed. Frog pushed Toad out of bed. I don't have to stretch that word out again. I've already stretched it out. It's a new snap word. He pushed him out of the house and onto the front porch. Toad. Oh, I'm going to look at beginning of the word bowl. I broke off the end, so blinked. Toad blinked in the bright sun. Help, said Toad. I cannot see anything. Wow, boys and girls, let's stop for a second and think. We used so many different strategies that we've learned this year. We broke off the endings. We even looked at the beginning of words. We turned new words into snap words, like the word pushed. We didn't have to stretch that out again. Let's take a second and give ourselves a hip, hip, hooray. We definitely deserve it. Hip, hip, hooray! So friends, I want you to remember today and every day to try out all of your word detective strategies. But then you need to fix it and you need to read it again, putting it all back together. Take a look at the puzzle pieces. That helps my brain remember that it's okay if it starts kind of bumpy, but at the end, we're going to reread and put them all back together so that we can understand what the story is about. Because that's the point of reading, correct? We want to know what the story is about. So friends, I also want you to think about how you read a page. So it's so important that how you're reading it kind of sounds like how you're talking. So you're going to watch out for punctuation at the end. You're going to read to show feelings. Let's take a look here. Not only are you going to watch out for punctuation, but you're also going to make sure you pay attention to bold words. Look here. It says, hey! Notice my voice got excited. I saw an exclamation. There is a bird on your head. What? Why would I have a bird on my head? Notice when I saw the bold word, my voice got louder. You're right. So, we're going to watch out for punctuation at the end. We're going to read to show feeling. We're going to watch out for bold words. And of course, we've talked about this before. We're going to make sure we're watching out for quotation marks to see who's talking. Let's read through this book. We've read this many times, but let's read through this book one more time and let's pay attention to all of those different things we just talked about. Will you please read it with me? You're amazing word detectives. Remember, their names are Tim and Michael. Tim and Michael jumped into the pool. Look at the exclamation. Here comes the ball, shouted Michael. The ball made a big splash. Get ready to make your voice. Look at me, said Mom. I'm all wet. Nice job, boys and girls. All right, you have lots to do today. I want you to first make sure you read on Raz-Kids, please, for 15 minutes. Make sure that once you read first to figure out those tricky words, you then go back and you reread to smooth out those sentences. Use your spoons if you have to, word detectives. Happy reading!